So when I realized that mediumship was such a big interest of mine, and as far back as I remember, I've always been interested in spirit and ghosts and spooky things like haunted houses and all that type of stuff. Like, it really fascinated me. And when I realized that this was one of my biggest interests, and it had been since childhood, I started asking questions of, well, how can I start communicating? Because if I can perceive that there is, things beyond what I can see, beyond what like this reality provides, then how can I access those types of things? So I started studying mediums, and I thought, well, oh my goodness, if these people can do it, and they don't seem like they are like the devil's child, right? So they don't seem like they're bad people. So being brought up Catholic, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, always told to stay away from that type of stuff. But when I started studying people and realizing that these are really good, wholehearted people that serve from love and wanted to help people, to really help the grief that those that had lost someone close to them were going through, I started thinking, well, if they can do it, maybe I can too. What I came to realize in this last 8 years is if you are interested in something, it is a calling from God. It is a calling from your higher self. And whatever you're interested about, whatever you think about, is what you attract. So 8 years ago, when I woke up and started asking questions and smashed out my limitations, my mistaken beliefs about what a medium was and what a medium wasn't, I started downloading very quickly from spirit. So fast, because I'd cleared the pathways that had been blocked, that had stopped me from receiving communication, and I started opening up, but in the best way. What was the secret? The heart. Opening the heart was the first thing I did, okay? So getting rid of all the blocks and then opening the heart so I could receive from a space of love, because love is the only truth at the end of the day. We can do anything, and it's the expression that we do it in that matters. So what I did is I opened my heart to absolute love. I started asking questions, and then I started receiving. Open heart, asking questions, receiving. Now, sometimes, if you're anything like me, we have to work on what it means to receive. Now, for me, I had some receiving issues as a people pleaser and as someone who was kind of like taught not to receive, not to ask for too much. What I found was when I worked on the mindset and the emotional mastery of receiving, being receptive, all of a sudden I 10x and quantum leapt my receiving abilities of mediumship. All of the abilities that I have, I've always had, but they were kind of hidden, and I had to unlock them. So opening the heart, asking questions, and working on the receiving, there's key points to all of those things. There were specific methodologies that I had to actually put into action to make those things happen. So I did. So what happened within 2 years of really mastering this methodology was mind-blowing. I created a program called Magnificent Mediumship, completely downloaded from spirit at 4:44 a.m. in the morning, and I have taken hundreds of people through my methodology so they can access spirit as well. Now, the truth is, if you knew what to do, you would already be there. So this methodology is proven because it works on the emotions, it works on the mindset, it works on the energetic portals and vortexes, the multidimensional self, so you can actually access your birthright. To know spirit is to know yourself, literally. You're the strongest entity in your reality, and whatever you put your energy into is what you receive. This is literally the basis, the methodology of Magnificent Mediumship. This is what I was able to access by simply thinking, what am I interested in? I'm fascinated by spirit and ghosts and spooks and hauntings, and how am I supposed to access that on a higher level so I can quantum leap and live my life on purpose, right? I didn't even know about any of these terminologies. Live out my mission, but do it in the funnest way possible. So, how does that work for you? What are you interested in? Maybe it's not mediumship. Maybe it's a healing ability. Maybe it's this light language energy. Maybe it's some type of metaphysical, process that hasn't even landed yet, but you're fascinated in it. Dive into what you're interested in and allow yourself to go on a journey of exploration. The teachers arrive when the student is ready. Lots of love.